hope y'all are ready to make the best cranberry scones ever. A lot of times scones are kind of dry, but not these, and they are incredibly easy to make. And what's really fun is that you can make all different kinds of shapes for each season or for your kids. And if you want to, you can also substitute in other dried fruits for the cranberries. You can add lemon or orange zest. You can make cranberry orange scones. You can do lemon blueberry scones. That would be really fun. You can even do dried apples if you want with cinnamon. That would be really fun. So this is a base recipe. It's super customizable. And if you have my cookbook, my simple muffin recipe in the dessert chapter is pretty similar to that as well. Different recipe, of course, but same concept. I love a good base recipe, and then you can just switch it up depending on what flavor you're craving and what season it is and all of that. If you are new to my channel, then welcome. My name is Dr. Marissa Buscemi. I am a pharmacist and health coach, and I have a true passion for holistic health and wellness, everyday living, healthy lifestyle, and food, good food recipes, balanced eating, and just enjoying food and nourishing your body along the way. Many people, when they think of healthy eating or clean eating, they think that it's just like boring and like rabbit food, and I am on a mission to help change that. Healthy food is not boring, and I want to show you how. Okay, so you need 2 mixing bowls, one for the dry ingredients and one for the wet ingredients. For the dry ingredients, you're going to mix together a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour and 1.5 cups of freshly milled flour. You can definitely just use 2 cups of freshly milled flour. I just wanted to put this in there because, for anyone who's just kind of doing a transition between all-purpose flour and freshly milled flour, sometimes it's nice to do like half and half, and then you just kind of gradually increase how much freshly milled flour you're using as time goes by. So I just wanted to share that, but 2 cups of freshly milled flour would be completely fine for this recipe. I use soft white wheat berries here. They have less gluten than hard wheat berries, and they produce a more light and fluffy texture, which is perfect for baked goods. I love using freshly milled flour. It has greater depth of flavor, and it is much more nutrient dense. Store-bought flour is stripped of its natural nutrients in order to extend shelf life, and so by milling wheat berries at home, you are getting flour that contains all of its natural nutrients like vitamin E, healthy fats, B vitamins, iron, plus many more. This is such a simple swap that can boost the nutrition of your meals, snacks, and your baked goods. If you want to grab one for your home, then you can click the link in the description box and use my discount code simply20 for $20 off your order. Next, add in 3 tablespoons of baking powder, which is a lot, but it's going to require a lot of baking powder, and then 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 3 tablespoons of coconut sugar, and then you're going to give this a little mix. Then you're going to add in 2 tablespoons of cut up cold butter. Just cut it up into little pieces, and then use your hands to work the butter into the flour mixture. And then that is it for the dry ingredients, and now you can grab your other mixing bowl and mix together the wet ingredients. So you're going to crack in an egg along with a 1/4 cup of plain Greek yogurt. I use Siggi's, which is not technically Greek yogurt, but it is very thick and it's my favorite, and a little more than 3/4 of a cup of full fat coconut milk. I had already opened up a can, so I just had stored the rest in a food storage container, but this is the original can that I used, and then I just used up the rest that was in the refrigerator. And then what I do is I just measure them both in a liquid glass measuring cup, and then pour them both in at the same time. And then the last ingredient that you're going to add in here is 1 teaspoon of almond extract. This gives it the most amazing flavor. You could use vanilla extract if you don't have almond extract, but I highly recommend using the almond extract. Then you're going to use a whisk to mix this all together. Now, if you wanted to add in lemon zest or orange zest to make like lemon blueberry scones or orange cranberry scones or something, then I would add that to the wet ingredients right here, but I didn't do that today. But if you wanted to, right now is the time you would do it. Then you're going to mix the dry and the wet ingredients together. Use a spatula to mix that until the dough forms, and then you're going to add in 1/2 cup of dried cranberries or whatever dried fruit you want to use. Then you're going to use a spatula to gently incorporate the dried fruit into the dough. but do not over mix. Now cover the bowl with a damp towel or some plastic wrap and refrigerate the dough for about 30 minutes. This makes it a lot easier to roll out and to use cookie cutters so that you can make some fun shapes. Afterwards, you're going to lightly dust your cutting board with some flour to prevent the dough from sticking, and then you are going to use your hands to press down on the dough. Now, don't make it too thin. I would avoid using a rolling pin just because the temptation there is just to like really get it super thin, but you don't want that. You want it to be maybe like a 1/2 inch to 1 inch in thickness. You could even go more if you wanted to. It would just affect your cooking time a little bit. And I just think that scones that are a little thicker are just going to be like so good. Plus it's going to help them not dry out when they're cooking and baking in the oven. Then you're going to coat your cookie cutter in a little bit of flour, and you're going to press down on the dough firmly, and then you're going to just lightly twist it a little bit just to kind of separate it from the surrounding dough, and then just carefully pick it up and remove the dough from the cookie cutter and place the dough right onto your cookie sheet. I made a couple of different shapes just so that I could show a couple examples. I made some circular shapes, I made pumpkin ones, heart-shaped ones, and Christmas tree ones. Once you run out of dough, you can gather all of the remaining little pieces of dough and form them back into a ball shape, and then just repeat this entire process until you have used up all of your dough. And then here are what my scones look like once I was all done forming them into shapes and placing them onto the cookie sheet. And then I just baked them in a preheated oven at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. They will be slightly golden brown on the bottom when done. If you make your scones a little thicker than I had mine, then you may want to like cook it for an extra minute or two, but just keep a close eye on it. And then you're going to allow them to cool for about 10 minutes before digging in, and then you can freeze them in a freezer safe bag to keep them nice and fresh for up to 3 weeks. All right, you guys, so that is all I have for this video. I hope that you give this recipe a try. Let me know how you like them, and be sure to comment any other recipes that you would like to see me make. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more healthy recipes and to learn how to improve your everyday wellness with good food and natural living. And I hope to see you in my next video. As always, stay well, my friends. Bye.